Welcome to the Key Signatures lecture. A key signature is really important because it tells you what sharps and flats are going to be in your piece. They always come at the start, they always come next to the clef, and you need to be able to read them at the start so you know when you play a note that whether or not it's going to be sharp or flat. They also tell you what key a piece is in. I'm going to teach you how to draw them and how to read them. First, a recap. Really, you need to already know how to find the notes in a major scale at this point. Have a look at these 5 scales and have a go at filling in the scales using the Try to Sing to the Total Stranger. You can see here the answers. That's really clear to see what sharps and flats are in each scale. In G major scale there's an F sharp. Now, a big question is, how do you know whether to write a sharp or a flat? You could have written a G flat instead of an F sharp there. The answer is just use the alphabet order. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G makes more sense than G, A, B, C, D, E, G, G. So please can you make sure when you do write these out that you use the correct sharp or flat. Correct your answers. Here's a G major scale, and we're going to use this to help us learn to draw the key signature for G major. It's got 1 F sharp, so our key signature should look like that. And you should see that at the start of a piece. Let's learn to draw it then. So really, at this stage, we really need to know where the G is on the G clef. And most of us should have got into the habit of writing in the letters at the side to help us whenever we're kind of reading notes on a stave. If you know that you're not that comfortable doing this, it's a really good idea to spend some time getting used to it. So we know our G, and we know that we need to write this sign, which is a sharp sign. So what we do is we follow the F along, and we draw in 1 line vertical, another line vertical, slightly higher, and then our 2 lines, which are kind of slightly slanted, should be on either side of the line. In the middle of the hashtag is the F line. That means we know that any note in our G major piece that goes on that line is going to be an F sharp because we can follow from the key signature. I think we should try another sharp key. So this is D major, it's got an F sharp and a C sharp in it. You follow the line through again to find all your notes. If you follow F, you can draw in the same hashtag that we drew before. And then if you follow in C, it's slightly different because C is actually on a space. So the 2 vertical lines are really similar, but when you do the 2 middle lines, you need to be quite careful that they show clearly that it's the space that is the C. So our D major key signature should look a little bit like this, and any notes that come after the key signature that are on that F line or on that C space, we know are not a normal C and a normal F, they're an F sharp and a C sharp. Okay, I think we should have a go at doing flat signs now because those are quite different. So here's an F major scale, we can see there's a B flat and the key signature of F major looks like that. Let's learn to draw that. So again, we need to know where the G is and we need to know the names of the notes and spaces. Let's follow B on the line and we want to draw that little like B sign, that little flat sign. That's what the key signature of F major would look like. And now we know any note that's going to be on that line is not going to be a normal B, it's going to be a B flat. Okay, here's the key signature of E flat major. There are 3 flats in this, that gives us good practice. We're going to follow the first line, which is going to be the B flat, and we'll draw our little B sign there, showing clearly that it's on that line. E flat is on a space, so we've got to be quite careful again to make sure that our B fills up the space. My diagrams aren't great because they don't show you fully that they're filling up the space, but try and do that when you're writing it on your page. Again, we can see that these two notes, which would be a normal E and a normal A in a piece that didn't have this key signature, are now an E flat and an A flat. Okay, I want you to have a little go at drawing in the key signatures below for these scales. Pause now to fill that in. Here are the answers. Check really carefully that you have got the right lines and spaces for your flat signs and for your sharp signs. Okay, before I explain question 2, I want to tell you that on Monday there's going to be a trick question. At some point I'm going to ask you to write out the D sharp major key signature. I actually mean the E flat major key signature, so don't get that wrong. You can test yourself on the rest of these key signatures on this video by trying to work out what sharps and flats are in them.